Hello everyone, and welcome to our annual Arts Council Awards Night. I'm John Wagner, President of the Board of Directors of the Arts Council of Rockland. Tonight we have awards to hand out, honorees to honor, a recently deceased Rockland County artist to remember, a silent auction to look at, and a few performances from Rockland County musicians and dancers. Like last year, we are again holding this affair virtually, because when it was in the planning stages in January, we had no idea that the COVID vaccine would be so plentiful and would change the direction of this pandemic. While we are feeling reborn with the possibilities that the future now holds, we can't help but feel much sadness over the number of people we have lost due to the virus this past year. If any of our viewers watching tonight lost a friend or a relative due to this virus, our condolences go out to you. Tonight, our program will be emceed by our Executive Director, SHIRLEY, who has worked really hard to keep the Arts Council going, despite these unsettled times this past year. Our Board of Directors has also been hard at work to bring you a number of programs and events. Our Programming Committee organized several workshops last summer, along with webinars and discussions throughout the year. Our Exhibitions Committee brought you virtual art opening exhibitions from Rockland County artists. And our Membership Committee is in the process of putting together an updated membership directory, and in conjunction with our Marketing Committee, is putting together an information brochure in the hopes of attracting new ACOR members. Our Marketing Committee also distributed Arts Council face masks this past year. And finally, our Awards Night Committee has been working hard since January to put together this evening's festivities. I would also like to acknowledge 3 hard-working board members who left the board this past year. Francesca Lopez, who is the Executive Director of Stage Left Children's Theater, was our treasurer and has kept us financially secure for almost 6 years. Bob Marino, our longest-serving board member, has been a mover and a shaker, holding down many Arts Council board positions over his tenure. And Laura Shapiro was our recent Vice President, helping to organize our virtual silent auction fundraiser last year, along with helping with our artist support grants. All 3 of these former board members contributed greatly to the well-being of the Arts Council, so the board and I would like to thank them for all they have done to help advance the arts in Rockland County. So I think it's time to kick things off now. Please welcome Cheryl Vaughn, our Master of Ceremonies.
Good evening and welcome. Thank you so much for joining us tonight for the Arts Council of Rockland's 2021 Arts Awards. We hope to see you live and in person next year, but for now we're so grateful that we're all able to gather as a community safely from home. Although we're virtual, this is still a big event and an important fundraiser for ACOR. So before we start the show, I want to make sure to acknowledge all of the sponsors who have kept their commitment to the arts alive during this very challenging and unconventional year. Their support has made not only this event possible, but has made it possible for us to keep our mission going year-round. Our champion sponsor is Lucas Ruderman. Our Arts Angel is Stage Left Children's Theater. At the patron level, we have Hudson United Insurance. At the friend level, we have Bitter Rhythm, Careers Skyway, Dorothy M. Gillespie Foundation, Carindaria, Rockland Business Women's Network, the Rockland County Choral Society, We Get It Made, and Brett and Cecilia Halverson. We also have sponsors for each of the individual awards who will be acknowledged throughout the program. Thank you again for your support, and for those watching, I hope you will support these wonderful companies and organizations. And of course, we would not be here tonight without the support of all of our donors and who support us, whether you're an individual, an elected official, a government entity, a corporation, a small business, or a nonprofit organization. Your support and partnership have enabled the following extraordinary accomplishments this year. We awarded 12 new Artist Support Fund grants so far this year. We also held 35 professional development and arts education workshops through our United We Create program, which utilized 30 arts educators and instructors and served over 450 attendees. Our art exhibitions continued online, complete with virtual art receptions. We hosted 12 member exhibitions featuring 70+ artists with 1,300 views online. We launched a new program called Inside the Artist Studio, which features art studio tours and artists talking to other artists about their work and their process, live on Instagram. We have also been working both quietly behind the scenes and publicly advocating to ensure that the arts always have a voice and a place at the table. As a result of our collective advocacy, arts funding stayed intact at the state level, and we helped our friends at Arts Westchester secure an additional $1 million in grant funds to help restart the arts in Rockland and Westchester. These are just some of the many things that your support makes possible. Thank you so much for making the arts a priority here in Rockland County. And I also want to make sure to specifically thank our major funding partners, the New York State Council on the Arts and the Rockland County Legislature. Thank you so much for your unwavering support. And now I'd like to welcome Mary Jean Kettler, the Executive Director of the Rockland Conservatory of Music, who will introduce one of the evening's honorees, Shirley CRABBE.
Hi, I'm Mary Jean Kettler, the Executive Director of the Rockland Conservatory, where I can call the next honoree a colleague. Shirley CRABBE's name, when heard in Rockland County and beyond, is always associated with her lustrous, velvety voice and her ever-present smile, and it's for good reason. She is a talented singer with a heart to match. She's a true treasure in our midst. But she has more gifts that even rival the ones that we already know about. As a music educator in the school systems, she had nerves of steel, patience of a saint, and also a great sense of humor. As a vocal teacher here at the Rockland Conservatory, she always went above and beyond for all of her students, even when one was preparing for NISMA or came in struggling with something at home, because singing is an intimate journey. And as a friend and colleague, there was always a word of support and encouragement on her lips. But here's the thing. Tonight, ACOR is honoring Shirley, bestowing this honor upon her for highlighting different gifts and strengths, those of determination, strategic thinking, and the resolve to never give up. Belief in the importance of the Arts Council's work and its mission for our artistic community, both for individual artists and arts organizations, that ACOR directly serves became a call to action. And keeping it not only live, but making sure it was a vibrant presence once again was her vision. She was on the board for 10 years of ACOR, and for the last 3 served as its chair. Her infectious enthusiasm empowered all of those around her, and they took up the vigorous work of transformation. What happened as a result of Shirley's outstanding leadership at a very crucial and pivotal point for ACOR is the fact that we are here tonight for this award ceremony. Our Arts Council is once again a thriving jewel. And I'll tell you, Rockland County can say that it's a testament to Shirley's strength, creativity, and sheer willpower. Shirley, thank you as a friend, a colleague, a fellow singer, and ACOR member. I am grateful, not only for myself, but on behalf of all the arts organizations and artists in our county. And I'm going to quote one of our favorite Strauss songs, Have Dank, we have thanks, well done, and brava.
Good evening, everyone. What a pleasure to be with you tonight. Thank you, Mary Jean, for your kind and gracious words. I have enjoyed working with you at Rockland Conservatory of Music under your leadership for these 20 plus years, and having you here to introduce me is very special. I want to start right off with a great big thank you to the Arts Council of Rockland, led by Executive Director Cheryl Bond, and to its terrific Board of Directors, led by John Wagner. I also want to extend my congratulations to fellow honorees Philip HAGEMANN, the Hilton Pearl River, and the family and friends of the Ars Longa honoree, the late sculptor and painter Jeff Birch. It is truly extraordinary to be in your company tonight. So most of you know me as one of the singers in town. You know that I love to sing jazz and that I also love to sing about Ethel Waters. You may even have heard me sing at a political event, a fundraiser, or church. Or maybe you have taken voice lessons from me, or you ventured down to Maureen's Jazz Cellar or to a New York City venue to hear me sing. You may know that I served on the Rockland County Jazz and Blues Society's Board of Directors for many years. You know, the group that brought you Jazz Week. And hopefully, you know that I had the pleasure of serving on the Arts Council of Rockland's Board of Directors for 9 years, with the last 3 years as the board's chairperson. It was challenging, but oh so inspiring and rewarding. We really worked hard. We kept the doors open, and we hired the fabulous Cheryl Bond. So I am particularly pleased tonight to once again witness the continuation of this beloved annual Arts Award ceremony, something that means so much to me and the Rockland arts community at large. So being honored tonight is very humbling. So I want to go ahead and start my thank yous. And the first person I'd like to thank, or the first people rather I'd like to thank, are my parents. So thank you to my mom, Helen, who God willing will turn 97 this year, and to my deceased father, Ifield. They were great role models of community servants. They volunteered at church, they served on district-wide school committees, county-wide scholarship fund boards, and even statewide boards. They even coached Little League. And because of my parents' wonderful example, my brother, sister, and I have been active in the communities that we live in, with constant encouragement from my mom to stay involved. And as a result, you know, my brother, sister, and even his wife, Doretta, and my sister, Debbie, continue to advocate for others, and they inspire me to keep singing and serving. I also need to acknowledge my very, very first music teacher, Dr. Margaret Franzone. Now, anyone who has ever heard me speak has heard me talk about this wonderful lady. So she's now been deceased for over 25 years, you know, but I continue to be grateful for her influence in my life. She discovered my talent and taught me how to sing. Until I got my first job, I used to clean her house. In exchange for voice lessons, she paid me in really good instruction, lots of great advice, a ton of cookies, and Leontine price. And she was always so excited about sharing the arts with everyone that she met. And I really look to her example to inform my work as a teacher, a performing artist, and an arts advocate. On many occasions while I was writing my agenda or copying the notes for an upcoming meeting, I would think to myself, wow, Dr. Franzone would be so happy right now to see that her belief in me was not in vain. To my cherished musical collaborators and colleagues, David Budway, Donald Vega, Cameron Brown, to the faculty and staff at Rockland Conservatory of Music, thank you for calling me higher and for having my back. And to all of those local presenters and arts organizations who trusted me with their audiences, to my students, friends, and loyal fans, thank you so much for your support. You know, without the inspiration and influence of family members, mentors, teachers, teams of hardworking people, like-minded individuals, and supporters, I would not be here tonight. But then neither would any of you, right? We need each other. We need the inspiration, the hard work, the highs and lows, and everything in between. This year, we are fortunate to celebrate each other's accomplishments. And I really look forward to being back here next year, but next year live, right? So that we can celebrate you again. So to each of us who struggled through this pandemic to make music, paint, write, act, sculpt, create, present, or advocate for our organizations. I really wish you well, and I thank you for allowing me to be a part of this beautiful, beautiful arts community. Once again, thank you for recognizing my contributions to the Arts Council and to the arts community at large. Have a wonderful evening.
Up next, we have a performance by Xander Barron. Xander Barron has been studying guitar under Jonathan Trotta at the Rockland Conservatory of Music for the past 11 years. Please welcome Xander Barron. my pleasure to introduce this year's Arts Educator nominees. The Arts Educator Award this year is sponsored by the Dorothy M. Gillespie Foundation. And the nominees are Michael Kraft, Deborah Grossmark, Rockland Youth Jazz Ensemble, and Peter Furlan, Rebecca Tu, and Stacy Tiro. And this year's 2021 Arts Educator Award goes to Deborah Grossmark. Congratulations. I just wanted to take a minute to share with everyone this beautiful piece that was created by Colleen Vanderhoff. Each of our honorees and awardees will be receiving this handmade piece as their award. You can read more about the piece and about the artist in our event journal. This year's Literary Artist Award is sponsored by Carol Perry Fine Arts. And the nominees are Arthur H. Gunther III. And the 2021 Literary Artist Award goes to Arthur H. Gunther III. Congratulations. And now it is my pleasure to introduce you to William Maloney and Jessica Wallstrom from the Hilton Pearl River, one of this evening's honorees.
Hello, Arts Council of Rockland and everyone joining online at home. I'm Will Maloney.
I'm Jessica Wallstrom Maloney.
And we are incredibly humbled and proud and honored to be recognized by the Arts Council of Rockland for their 2021 Arts Awards. We at the Hilton Pearl River have always been kind of unique. We're unique in many ways here. For one, we're one of the smallest Hiltons in all the United States. Secondly, we're, for anyone who's been to our property, they recognize we're pretty unique in how we look. You know, the chateau style of our hotel, which was inspired by some French chateaus in the Loire Valley, certainly sets us apart from what other hotels look like. And I think that we fit very well in our Hudson Valley environment with this look. Certainly we're unique in that we are a family-owned and operated business. We're a third-generation family business. Our family built the property, built the hotel 32 years ago. And since then we've maintained that family feel of our business. I have the pleasure of working alongside people that I've known for decades, some even my whole life. And that really extends the family feel of our business beyond just our immediate family. We're also certainly unique in that we've always tried to focus on local flavors from our region. We do this in our restaurant, Two Henry's, with some of our food purveyors and some of the great craft beers and wines of our area in the Hudson Valley that we're able to offer. We looked at the recent renovation of our hotel as another opportunity to really highlight all that's special about our unique part of the world here in the Hudson Valley. So instead of just, you know, flipping through catalogs or having our designer flip through catalogs and say, oh, let's choose this art and this art and this art, we did it a different way. We worked directly with local galleries and directly with artists as well to really highlight and put in front of our guests some great artwork from, you know, artists here in the Hudson Valley, and we're incredibly proud that we've been able to do that. The opportunity to you know, shine the light on local artists has been a lot of fun. It's been a lot of work, and it's also been really interesting for both us and our guests.
We're really honored to be a part of this community, and we are deeply appreciative of the fact that so many of its members not only value but also practice creativity and generosity. And at no point have those values or practices been more pronounced than they've been in the last year, where we have been stunned over and over again by how folks have showed up for each other and created for each other, and reminded all of us that there is so much beauty and so much good in this world. So we're honored to be recognized by this group.
So we wanted to really shine the light away from us and put the spotlight where it should be on the really deserving artists that we've been able to feature in our hotel. So we look forward to sharing more of that with you tonight, and also if you come and visit the hotel.
Up next, we have a performance by Hal Keshner. Hal Keshner has been working in the music industry for over 30 years, and his weekly Piano Lounge online shows bring good musical vibes from Suffern to viewers worldwide as he performs on keys, guitar, vocals, and jazz kazoo. Please welcome Hal Keshner.
Hi, I'm Hal Keshner, and welcome to Hal's Piano Lounge Special Edition for the Arts Council of Rockland Awards Gala 2021. I'm so happy to be here. In fact, I feel wonderful. Oh, it's wonderful. It's marvelous that you should care for me. It's awful nice. It's paradise. Such a sight to see. You made my life so glamorous. You kept blaming me for being amorous. It's wonderful, marvelous that you should care for me. Marvelous. And I'd like to thank ACOR for being cheerleaders in this really tough year for anyone who's been an artist, separated from their fellow artists, separated from the public. It's been tough. Everyone's been really keeping their spirits up as best as they can. And here's a song that kind of expresses the light at the end of the tunnel. And it's not an oncoming train either. Here in a moment of darkness, remember the sun has shone. Laugh and the world laughs with you. Cry and you cry alone. No tears, no fears. Remember, there's always tomorrow. So what if we have to part? We'll be together again. Your kiss, your smile, our memories I'll treasure forever. So try thinking with your heart. We'll be together again. Times when I know you'll be lonesome. There are times when I know you'll be sad. Don't let temptation surround you. Don't let the blues make you bad. Someday, some way, we both have our lifetime before us. For parting is not goodbye. We'll be together again. Someday, some way, we both have our lifetime before us. For parting is not goodbye. We'll be together again. And we will. Thank you, and best of luck to everyone, and congratulations for just being an artist in this past year. And thanks to ACOR.
Once again, I hope you'll take note of all of the sponsors of this evening's event. Before we go on with the show, I wanted to tell you a little bit about one of the programs that we are raising funds for this evening. In 2020, the Arts Council of Rockland launched the Artist Support Fund, which is administered via the Rockland Community Foundation, and it is intended to support artists' ongoing needs. Funds are dispersed twice per year to artists selected through a review process. Proceeds from our online auction, which is up right now, will directly support the Artist Support Fund. And the auction can be viewed at www.32auctions.com/ACOR2021. And it will run through June 30th, 2021. We hope you will check it out and help us raise some additional funds for this wonderful program. And I also would like to note some congratulations to the recipients of the last cycle, which was the winter 2020-2021 cycle. And the recipients of the Artist Award Fund in that cycle are Joel Blenz, Chris Campbell, Diane Churchill, Heather Cornell, David Dostilio, Tiffany Freeman, Colette V. Fournier, Peter Ferlin, Michael Iskowitz, Jennifer Massinat, Juliana Roth, and Jesse Taylor. And for more information about each of these artists and for details about the Artist Support Fund, including the criteria and application information, please visit our website at www.artscouncilofrockland.org. And now I have the pleasure of introducing the nominees in the Performing Artists category. The Performing Artists Award has been sponsored this year by PFLAG Rockland and Inside Small Art Exhibits. And the nominees are David Budway, Christian Comer, Alex Francisco, the Rock and Rollers, Sable, and Soren Song. And this year's Performing Artist Award goes to David Budway and Christian Comer. We had a tie this year. Congratulations, David and Christian. And now, please give your attention to Marge Arlt and Luann Diamond, who will be introducing one of the evening's honorees, Philip Hagemann.
Hello, welcome. My name is Marge Arlt. I have been a member of the Rockland County Choral Society for 42 years and have been president for 6 years. I proudly represent the Rockland County Choral Society. I have known Philip Hagemann, one of tonight's honorees, for 45 years, having sung with the Choral Society under his leadership. Phil began his tenure with the Choral Society in 1967, having started the ensemble while he was teaching chorus at Spring Valley High School. A native of Indiana, he has degrees in music from Northwestern University, Columbia University, and he also studied at the Indiana University, Aspen, Mozarteum in Salzburg, Austria. In 2016, he was awarded an honorary doctorate by the University of Southern Indiana. Phil conducted the Rockland County Choral Society an amazing 50 years and touched the lives of over 1,000 adult vocalists and instrumentalists. We would perform masterworks by Bach, Handel, Mozart, Haydn, Beethoven, Britten, Bernstein, and many others. Phil conducted well over 100 concerts during his tenure as conductor of the Choral Society. Displayed behind me are just a few pictures and posters from the past. Great memories. You are now listening to the Hallelujah Chorus, sung by the Rockland County Choral Society. Currently, Phil has been collaborating with the Pegasus Opera in London, England. He has composed 10 one-act operas and 1 full-length opera. With his great ambition and with the driving music in his blood, there are no signs of him slowing down. Now I would like to introduce to you Luann Diamond, Orchestra Contract for the Choral Society.
Thank you, Marge. Good evening, everyone. My name is Luann Diamond, and I have been the orchestra contractor for the Rockland County Choral Society for the last 30 of the 40 years I've been singing with the society. I'd like to take you on a brief musical journey through the 50 years of Philip Hagemann's incredible leadership of the Rockland County Choral Society. As I'm sure you are aware, there are many layers to planning and executing the perfect concert. Along with the input from the board of directors, Phil would artfully assemble a magnificent program that culminated in a joyful experience for our audiences and chorus members alike. Even with so much going on behind the scenes, Phil and the board put a lot of time and energy into creating a great concert, many times under budgetary constraints. In times like these, Phil would often use his musical expertise to have other instruments fill in for those that were not available to us. Aside from performing some of the great masterpieces, the Rockland County Choral Society performed many of Phil's own compositions, such as A Mass for Women's Voices, Ruth, which was premiered by the Choral Society in December 2001, and his latest piece, The Last River, also premiered by the Choral Society in May 2017, just to name a few. On the lighter side, the Choral Society also performed some of his most popular pieces, such as Dashing Through the Slush and the infamous Fruitcake.
Chocolate cakes and butter cakes and cakes with lots of spice. Layer cakes and angel cakes I think are very nice. But when it comes to Christmas time, can anyone dispute that when you bake a Christmas cake it really should be, surely could be, yes it would be, positively, absolutely must be made with fruit. Fruitcake!
I am honored to have been part of Phil's incredibly successful journey with the Rockland County Choral Society. and I am thrilled that he has been chosen as a 2021 honoree by the Arts Council of Rockland. Phil has been an inspiration to me, and I am grateful for all I have learned from him and for his marvelous musical talent. Now back to you, Marge.
Phil, the Choral Society is elated that you are being honored tonight. We thank you for the many cherished memories and for all of your sacrifices. Ladies and gentlemen, may I introduce to you conductor, director, teacher, friend, Maestro Philip Hagemann.
Thank you, Marge and Luann, and specifically the Arts Council of Rockland. I conducted the Rockland County Choral Society for 50 years, 50 amazing years, I should say. The specific memories are far too numerous for me to go into at this time. If I were to list all the highlights, we would be here many hours. When I was in school at Northwestern University and later Columbia University Teachers College, I was majoring in music education, but I hadn't decided exactly what area of music I wanted to settle in. When it came time to look for my first job, you might say the decision was made for me because the best job offer was a vocal music position in a junior high school in Bergenfield, New Jersey, where I ended up spending 6 years. It turned out that I enjoyed choral music, but after 6 years, I felt I wanted to work with older students and more sophisticated music. I learned there was an opening to teach choral music at Spring Valley Senior High School in Rockland County. Being hired to fill that position brought me to Rockland County. Before long, it turned out that the local community chorus called the County Choral Society needed a new director. I applied for that position, was accepted, and voila, I began my 50-year association with the Choral Society. Those 50 years were incredible and gave me the opportunity to conduct some of the greatest music ever written. Masterpieces by Bach, Handel, Mozart, Brahms, even Beethoven's Ninth Symphony. The chorus also performed a number of pieces by a less well-known composer, Philip Hagemann. I had begun composing back in Bergenfield and have continued to this day. About 75 of my choral compositions have been published, and at one point I began writing operas. There is a saying that when one door closes, another door opens. And about the time I left the Choral Society, I developed a relationship with a little opera company in London called Pegasus Opera. This coming September, a third production of 2 of my one-act operas will be performed by Pegasus in London at the Royal Academy of Music. My many years with the Rockland County Choral Society helped me develop as a composer as well as a conductor. Therefore, it is certainly true that I must share this award with the many singers who have been members of the Choral Society over the years, and the tireless members who have been officers, many of whom have become friends. Again, my deep thanks to the Arts Council of Rockland for this honor. Thank you all.
And now it's my pleasure to introduce the nominees in the Arts Organization and Leadership category. The Arts Leadership Award this year is sponsored by GMG Public Relations. And the nominees are Lisa D'Amico, Daly Flanagan, Julianne Ramos, Rockland Center for the Arts, Rockland Youth Dance Ensemble, Jesse Taylor and Peter Bush with Sloatsburg Plein Air Art Event. And this year's Arts Leadership Award goes to Lisa D'Amico. Congratulations, Lisa. Up next, we have a performance by Chiku Awali. Chiku Awali is a multifaceted community organization of African dancing, drumming, storytelling, arts, and cultural enrichment. This evening's performance will be led by Mr. Yahaya Kamate. Yahaya has taught at many prestigious organizations, including the Alvin Ailey American Dance Theater and the Mark Morris Dance Group, and has been an instructor with Chiku Awali for the past 18 years. Please welcome Chiku Awali.
Ars Longa, Vita Brevis, stands for Art is long, life is short, stressing the long-lasting impact of art over the brevity of life. The Ars Longa ACOR Award goes out to an artist who has passed away and has left an artistic legacy in Rockland County and beyond. This year's award goes out to Jeff Birch, a wonderful artist who left us early this year. I remember being transfixed by Jeff's alabaster sculptures 20 years ago, so much so that my wife and I bought one of Jeff's pieces. It is displayed prominently in our living room in Suffern and always elicits a very positive reaction from all who see it. I would like to introduce Jeff's wife, Kira, who will tell you a little bit more about his life and work.
My husband, Jeff, found his life's work in 1969 in a backyard studio in Paris. He had traveled there to visit a friend on his way to do research in Africa. His friend lived in a building where a sculptor had their studio downstairs in the yard. Jeff was mesmerized and stayed there to learn and follow his path. After returning to New York City, he moved to a studio in Soho where he lived, worked, and showed with the 14 Sculptures Gallery, the Phoenix Gallery, and the West Broadway Gallery. During this time, he developed a more ornate style that was a bit more improvisational, with detailed surfaces within the larger forms. He built his studio in Orangeburg, New York, next to his parents' home. After we were married in 1975, we moved to Orangeburg, where he was able to work outdoors and gather his tools and equipment. A wood or stone piece would start with hand tools to create the basic outer form. Then he'd work with the compressor tools to smooth the surface. The detailed forms would be refined with power grinders, and the final touch would be hours of hand sanding and wax to polish the surface. He would never finish a sculpture until he had given it a proper name which told something about that piece. In 1978-79, he was awarded a CETA grant through the Arts Council of Rockland and developed skills with welding. He created 2 large 14-foot-high welded hands called Good Friends that were installed outside the Rockland Children's Psychiatric Center. During the 1980s, he showed regularly in the New York and New Jersey area. His style included work in steel rod, stainless steel, and wood, but his favorite medium remained stone. Limestone in particular, because the texture and color is even, and the form, rather than the color of the stone, was most important. He was able to make large outdoor pieces that will not degrade from the weather. In 1991, he was a founder of the Piermont Flywheel Gallery, where he showed for 20 years, his most productive and creative period. He often carved marble and alabaster as well as limestone and various kinds of wood. The forms were strong and elegant, often suggesting human shapes or presence. This is a statement by Jeff about his work. Quote, "As a sculptor, I work mostly with stone, wood, metal, and ferrocement, creating allusions to the human figure, to bones, and to the physiology of living growth and movement. The interrelationship of mass and space is always characteristic. What is not present becomes as important to the viewer's eyes as what is. Negative space is critical, with hollow forms imparting a spiritual anima or energy to the materials themselves. Although not anatomically correct, the sculpture occupies space and moves in a manner that suggests figure-like presence." End quote. Jeff left behind a body of work that has brought grace and beauty into many homes and public spaces and gave meaning to his life. As Jeff's wife, I would like to thank you on his behalf for honoring him in this way.
And now for the final award of the evening. This year's Visual Artist Award has been sponsored by Geraldo Farms. And the nominees are John Baddick, Karis J. Carmichael Braun, Chris Burns, Chris Campbell, Norman Galinsky, Faith Lazarus, Harry Lee, Daniel Lukens, Maria Teresa Ortiz Nareto, Judith Peck, and Grace Anthony Zemski. And the recipient of the 2020 Visual Artist Award is Chris Campbell. Congratulations, Chris. I hope you enjoyed tonight's show. You can learn more about each of our nominees as well as our honorees by visiting the ACOR website at www.artscouncilofrockland.org. Thanks again for being here, and I'm going to turn it over now to our board chair, John Wagner, for some final closing remarks. Thanks so much.
Thank you, Cheryl, and thanks to all of you who tuned in tonight. Before we go, I would like to thank our sponsors who supported the Arts Council in this award ceremony and throughout the year. Donations, sponsorships, and memberships will all help the Arts Council continue to serve the people of Rockland County. And if you've already participated in this capacity, we thank you. We also encourage you to check out our online silent auction to help support the Arts Council. Tonight's event would not happen without the help from the following board members and staff: Beth Brown, Jane Coles, Andrea Giraldo, Alice Mizrahi, Lucas Rudderman, Lorena Shaw, Paul Speziali, and former board member Colleen Vanderhoff. Thanks also to our honorary presenters, our silent auction providers, our food and wine vendors, and our awards jury, and our musicians and dancers that performed tonight. And finally, as I stand in front of Cheers, a painting by Rockland County artist Linda Longo-Muth, I offer cheers and congratulations to the award nominees and the award winners tonight, and to our honorees, Shirley CRABBE, Philip Hagemann, the staff and administration of the Pearl River Hilton, and to the artistic legacy of Jeff Birch. Thanks to all of you for your exemplary involvement with the arts in Rockland County. So this is John Wagner, Board President of the Arts Council of Rockland, saying good night, be well, and we hope to see you again next year live.